Arsenal News TV, your go-to source for everything Arsenal. Buckle up, Gooners, because we've got massive transfer news breaking today. Fabrizio Romano just dropped a bombshell. Arsenal are in advanced talks to sign RB Leipzig's unstoppable striker, Benjamin Sesko. In this 30-minute deep dive, we'll unpack the latest on Cesco's potential move, how it fits into Mikel Arteta's master plan, and what else Arsenal are cooking up in this blockbuster transfer window. From a done deal for Martin Zubimendi to a shock pursuit of Real Madrid's Rodrygo, we've got it all covered. Stick around, because you won't want to miss what this means for Arsenal's title chase next season. Let's dive straight into the headline news. According to transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are closing in on a deal for Benjamin Sesko. The 22-year-old Slovenian sensation who's been tearing it up at RB Leipzig. Talks are advancing with all parties involved, Arsenal, Leipzig, and Cesco's camp. No deal is imminent this weekend, but the momentum is building, and it feels like the Gunners are on the verge of landing their new centre forward. Why does this matter? Arsenal have been crying out for a clinical number 9 to lead the line, and Cesco, standing at 6'5" and described as unstoppable by the Bundesliga's own website, could be the missing piece in Arteta's puzzle. So who is Benjamin Sesko? Let's break it down. The Slovenian international has been a standout for Leipzig, scoring 21 goals and adding 6 assists across all competitions last season, despite Leipzig missing out on European football. Before that, he powered Red Bull Salzburg to 3 straight Austrian titles. His physicality, pace, and knack for finding the net make him a nightmare for defenders, but here's the kicker. He's got a $67.5 million release clause in his contract. That's a hefty price. But Arsenal's new sporting director, Andrea Berta, is reportedly working hard to structure a deal that works for all sides. Could Cesco be the man to fire Arsenal to Premier League glory? What do you think, Gooners? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk numbers for a second. Cesco's 21 goals last season came in a Leipzig side that struggled. Imagine what he could do with the service of Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, and Gabriel Martinelli. His aerial dominance and ability to hold up play could transform Arsenal's attack, giving them a focal point they've lacked since Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's prime. But there's a twist. Cesco's withdrawn from Slovenia's friendly against Luxembourg due to a late season injury. Slovenia's coach Maciej Kek says it's not serious, and there's hope he'll feature against Bosnia and Herzegovina next week. Importantly, this injury isn't expected to derail transfer talks. Arsenal fans, are you excited about Cesco's potential arrival, or do you think Gyökeres might have been the better fit? Let us know! Now, let's zoom out and look at Arsenal's broader transfer strategy. Cesco isn't the only big name linked with the Emirates. Speaking of midfield, there's another twist in the tale. Arsenal are reportedly very close to signing a shock replacement for captain Martin Odegaard. The Norwegian struggled last season after an early ankle injury, scoring just 6 goals across all competitions. With Ethan Nwaneri transitioning to a potential right-wing deputy for Saka, and Emil Smith-Rowe and Fabio Vieira no longer in the picture, Arteta needs a new creative spark. Enter Konstantinos Karetsas, a 2007-born left-footed midfielder from Genk. Greek outlet AMNA reports Arsenal are in advanced negotiations for the $38 million rated talent, often compared to Lionel Messi for his creativity and diminutive stature. At just 18, Karetsas is a long-term investment, but could he challenge Odegaard sooner than expected? What's your verdict, Arsenal fans? Is this a bold move or too risky? But wait, there's more. Arsenal's attack is getting a serious makeover. Sky Sports reports that Real Madrid's Rodrygo is a top target for the Gunners. The 24-year-old Brazilian who can play across the front three is on a short list alongside Nico Williams, Leroy Sane, and Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers. Rodrygo's stats are impressive: 91% passing accuracy, 2.28 chances created per 90 minutes, and 6.5 touches in the opposition box. His versatility could give Arteta tactical flexibility, especially with Gabriel Martinelli. However, pricing Rodrygo from Real Madrid won't be easy, especially with 3 years left on his contract. Former Arsenal star Ray Parlour, though, has his eyes on Rodgers, praising the 22-year-old's 14 goals and 15 assists at Villa last season. Parlour says he'd pay the $80 million asking price for Rodgers over Rodrygo. Who would you pick, Gooners? Rodrygo's proven quality or Rodgers' potential? Let's not forget the defense. Arsenal are seriously interested in 18-year-old Polish centre-back Bright Ede from Motor Lublin. Local reports say the Gunners have been scouting him for weeks, and at a price of just several million euros. He's a low-risk, high-reward prospect. Ede only made his senior debut last year, but scored on his Ekstraklasa debut, and has already earned Poland U18 caps. With Gabriel Magalhaes signing a new long-term contract, Ede could be a future partner for William Saliba, especially with Real Madrid circling the Frenchman. Could Ede be Arsenal's next defensive gem? Let's hear your thoughts. And then there's the goalkeeping situation. With Nido returning to Bournemouth after his loan spell, Arsenal need a backup for David Raya. Shockingly, they've inquired about Chelsea's Kepa Arrizabalaga, available for just $5 million. Ray Parlour thinks Kepa would be a great number 2, but warns the 30-year-old might not want to sit on the bench after being Bournemouth's number 1 last season. Parlour's advice? Kepa should prioritize playing time elsewhere. Arsenal also looked at Espanyol's Joan Garcia, but Barcelona have won that race. So Gooners, would you take Kepa as Raya's backup, or should Arsenal look elsewhere? Let's talk strategy. Andrea Berta is pulling the strings this summer, and it's clear Arsenal are going all in. A striker like Cesco, a midfielder like Zubimendi, a creative spark like Karetsas, a versatile forward like Rodrygo, a young defender like Ede, and a backup keeper like Kepa. This is a squad built to challenge on all fronts. Arteta's side reached the Champions League semi-finals last season, but fell to PSG. With these signings, could they go further? The Premier League title has slipped through their fingers 3 years running, but this transfer window feels different. Berta and Arteta are targeting proven quality and young talent, balancing immediate impact with long-term growth. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Arsenal's squad is already stacked with stars like Saka, Odegaard, Rice, and Saliba. Adding Cesco's goals, Zubimendi's control, and potentially Rodrygo's flair could make them unstoppable. But there are risks. Cesco's injury, Zubimendi's comments about Real Madrid, and the high cost for players like Rodrygo and Karetsas could complicate things. Plus, with Partey's future uncertain and no new contract for him yet, Arsenal need to get this window right. What's your biggest concern, Gooners? Is it the injury risks, the costs, or something else? We're about halfway through, so let's pause for a quick call to action. What do you make of this transfer frenzy, Arsenal fans? Are you buzzing for Cesco and Zubimendi, or do you want to see other names? Drop a comment below, and if you're loving these updates, give us a quick like. It really helps us keep bringing you the latest Arsenal news. Now, let's dive into what these signings mean for Arsenal's tactics. Cesco's arrival would give Arteta a proper focal point up top. Unlike Gabriel Jesus, who drifts wide, Cesco stays central, bullying defenders and finishing chances. Pair him with Saka and Martinelli, and you've got a front three that can stretch any defense. Zubimendi, meanwhile, could sit deep, allowing Rice to play as a box-to-box number 8, unlocking his attacking potential. Karetsas, if he joins, might start as a rotational player, learning from Odegaard before taking over in a few years. And Rodrygo, he could rotate with Saka and Martinelli, giving Arsenal depth they lacked last season. Financially, this window is ambitious. Cesco's $67.5 million release clause, Zubimendi's $51 million, Karetsas' $38 million, and potentially $80 million for Rodgers or a similar fee for Rodrygo. It's a lot. But Arsenal's third straight second-place finish shows they're close. The investment could be worth it if it ends their 22-year title drought. The question is, can Berta balance the books while landing these stars? And will fans stay patient if deals take time to finalize? Let's talk about the competition. Manchester City remain the team to beat, but Arsenal signings could close the gap. Liverpool, now with Champions League football, are also in for Isak and Gyökeres, while Manchester United are sniffing around Cesco. Chelsea, too, are eyeing Nico Williams, another Arsenal target. This transfer market is a battlefield, but Arsenal's proactive approach, scouting young talents like Ede and Kepa while chasing proven stars like Cesco and Rodrygo, shows they mean business. As we near the end, let's summarize the key points. Arsenal are in advanced talks for Benjamin Sesko, a 22-year-old striker with a $67.5 million release clause to solve their goal-scoring woes. Martin Zubimendi's $51 million move is reportedly a done deal, bringing world-class midfield control. Konstantinos Karetsas could be a surprise Odegaard successor for $38 million, while Rodrygo and Morgan Rogers are on the radar to bolster the attack. Bright Ede offers defensive depth, and Kepa Arrizabalaga is a potential cut-price backup keeper. This is a window designed to take Arsenal to the next level. What's next? The international break is wrapping up, and Zubimendi's move is expected to accelerate soon after. Cesco's talks could heat up once his injury status is clearer. And with Ede and Arteta working overtime, more surprises could be in store. What do you want us to cover next, Gooners? More on Cesco's injury, Rodrygo's chances of joining, or maybe a deep dive into Zubimendi's impact? Let us know in the comments. That's all for today's Arsenal News TV update. Don't forget to subscribe for daily Arsenal news, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your fellow Gooners. Thanks for watching, and let's keep dreaming of that Premier League title. Up the Gunners!